Yes.
There is no gender that follows along the way. So if you look at the trickling down effect of resources, they don't follow gender. Work of government, delivery of services, do not follow gender. They follow tribe.
Does it change your argument? Would it change your perspective when then you say, but you see, this is a national house that we're talking about. These are the bodies of making laws in this country that you're talking about. So at least on that basis, David, if you're going to say you're going to make laws for a country, then at least have a proper representation cutting across all the various aspects that you're saying right now.
The truth
which
is,
makes gender then one of those important bases.
You're right. You're right. But how do we make laws? They go through public participation. Those laws come from the people. These people are either men or women down here. You know, where the work is down here, not up there. Those are just voting machines. If you look at our MPs, for example, at random, close your eyes, pick a random. Is anybody sane there you can have a debate with on a serious legislation there? If you look at it, look at those guys. I mean, one day just take a photo and look at those guys and just put your finger on one head, poop. Say, I can have an intellectual debate with this guy on terms of making laws. What? That's why some countries, if you have to be at a position of making laws,
yes,
there is a level of education, there's a level of IQ that the governing elites are supposed to have. We cannot, in fact, me, I'm even against, of course, we are a democratic country, but I don't believe all of us are supposed to have votes and have a say how this country is governed. Democracy, in ideal situation, works well with an educated population, well equipped with the knowledge to make decisions that are best for the country from an informed point of view. Have we achieved that? We don't have. We just have voting robots, voting machines, and they vote in another set of voting machines in parliament. We just wait for instructions from executive. They can never differ with their party bosses or party positions. Now, what are those legislators?
In a nutshell, therefore, David, what are you saying then? Move away from the 2/3, but you see the groundwork that Ruto has already started putting in it, sort of to coerce the National House members and the Senate members, just to look into how this could be achieved. But then we've seen it. They're not moved at it. In fact, majority of the few instances that both houses have been forced to vote on it, majority of these houses have missed quorum completely, in the sense of, well, we can't make a ruling on this because they're not here. It is not. They don't. What is the sense that Ruto is going to have to use if indeed he's going to live on this promise?
I don't know the method he will have to use to make this, to achieve this, because even if I was in parliament,
yes,
and based on research, on science, on education, from an objective point of view, even progressive countries do not have this kind of law. America, that gave us democracy, does not have this thing called gender. They believe all citizens are equal. If you want to win a seat, go there. Talk to the people. There's no way we can begin dishing free seats to particular people, either men or women. What exactly are we doing? If we're talking about democracy, okay, we are talking about democracy.
Yes.
And you've given people an opportunity. Ukawambia, okay, sisi tumewaletea hawa, chagueni hao. Kuna women, kuna men. If they decide to elect all women, why do you think you're more sharper to force them with another man that they don't want? They decided out of their sovereign will to elect all men, all women. Why are you forcing them with somebody they don't want? You are going against the same tenets of democracy you are trying to espouse. Wacha wananchi waamue ni wakina nani wanataka waongoze. We cannot compare ourselves with Rwanda. Rwanda, their population, there are more women than men. Because of the genocide that killed almost 1 million people, majority of victims were men. Almost all men in Rwanda were wiped out, including small boys, the small children, provided you were a man. They never wanted to provide a situation where there could be more breeding. You see the reason why black Americans in America are taller. So that's something that most of us don't know. Is because during the 400 period of slavery, the slave masters would come to Africa and they would take the tallest people. They used to call them breeders. These breeders are the people who would be taken back to America to breed and have that quality of humans. That's why they're taller. And most of them were taken from Senegal, from Ghana. If you look at Ghanaians, the remaining ones are too short, including the president, with almost half my height.
Yes.
Because they took the taller people and took them to America. They're called breeders. So if you were talking about this kind of legislation that we want to put in here, if people have decided that they do not want a particular generation of leaders, they want a particular one, either male, female, or whatever, allow democracy to thrive. One day, some of these things will just get in. At least we are seeing that there's a growing list of women that are also getting into politics, getting elected. We cannot expect that we want to force a particular people to have a particular direction in terms of electing or choice of elected leaders. And finally on it, on the gender principle, if political parties are to attain it, my whole idea is that we should have political parties. We should not ban, we should advise them, and it should be in law that you don't take the nomination for candidates to the people, because that is where the problem is. You cannot say that, I heard somewhere when the IBC gave political parties that you must bring us a list that is women. And they can say, now will they do it? Because political parties are doing nomination with the people down there. Down there is still male-dominated in terms of control and decisions along the way, from family to community to whatever. So if you want to achieve it, you put it a bit higher step and say, we must make sure that we do nomination at delegate level, where it is easier for a woman who wants to be a leader to meet people in a particular hotel for a conference. The party members, delegates, it's easier than taking them down to the way the majority of people are male chauvinists. So you put them at delegate level, where you find in a ward, for example, you can even have 100 delegates. Let this woman talk to this 100 people. Let this man have 100 people. After that one, they are given opportunity. Now, this little 100 people decide who is going to carry the ticket for that particular ward. At that one level, you realize that more women will begin getting into power. But when you put them down there at the cannibals to eat them, number one, with the moment you take them to the masses, it involves huge resources, which some of the women don't have. Men seem to be still controlling resources in this country. So if you take them down, mahali watu wanapewa pesa huko, you need these women to have a lot of money, which they don't have. So reduce that money influence into a containable population where they can talk to them and win that seat. And me, that is what I think about this gender thing. I don't know whether they will succeed or they will not succeed. It's a matter of wait and see. But the reality is there is no scientific proof that has proven that when you are a woman, you work better than a man, or when you're a man, you work better than a woman. If you want to work, you will work. We all went to school, same schools, same opportunities. We are in the same country. We are looking for jobs the same. We are eating same foods, breathing same air, using the same government. If people are to give an opportunity to go and do the election and seek for positions, let's not look about gender. Let's look at people as they are, what they promise, what they can deliver. Na hii maneno ya gender should be replaced with communities, because resources now follow communities.